Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Nick Cicciati, and in each episode, we'll uncover the stories behind the impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies that are driving their future growth. Today's guest is Nawab Shah. He is the founder and managing director of an e-com business where he builds and scales operations with a deep focus on Amazon FBA wholesale. He blends more hands-on experience as an Amazon virtual assistant as well, an FBA seller with a background in arts to help clients optimize their e-commerce potential. And then his company is also called Ecom Guiders. So, Nawab, welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much, Nick, for having me. It was a really cool intro that you did about me, and I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate that you took out your time and we have this beautiful conversation that's going to be happen.
Absolutely. Happy to have you here. So
Yeah.
take us back from the beginning, right? Before you started your company, obviously the audience maybe has like a high level overview from the intro, right? But what exactly were you doing at the time and what motivated you to start your own company?
Actually, it was like if I tell you about me, till 2019, I was a guy not related to any IT devices or something like computer or doing searches on Google or something like that. I had no IT background. I was a medical guy. I was a guy who wanted to become a medical doctor, but fortunately or unfortunately, I couldn't get in medical school because of my low grades. Then after that, one of my teacher, he told me, what are you doing these days? Then I told him that I have no further plans for future yet. So he told me that you should explore the e-commerce market because it has no boundaries, no geolocative boundaries that you have to look into. So then I started searching about it, and one of the main platform in e-commerce, that is Amazon. I researched about it. At that time, there was so many things that were going on parallel. There was no specific or deep knowledge about that, especially from the area from where I belong. There was no conceptual knowledge about Amazon and how this business work out. So yeah, it was quite tough in start. I started as a virtual assistant, and then it became to a full account handling services of different e-commerce sellers. And now I can proudly say that my company, Ecom Guiders, is like a full ecosystem for
Amazing.
different e-commerce businesses.
Yeah. Well, it's so cool. Like, like you said, fortunately, unfortunately, things didn't work out at university, but like I would say that it works out even better now.
Yeah,
And it's cool to think about sometimes like where you would be at if certain doors closed in life, right? And if other ones opened. And yeah,
yeah,
this just seemed to be one of those things that has really worked out well for you. And obviously, like you guys are crushing it, right? So
yeah.
let's fast forward a little bit to today, right? So maybe to give the listeners a bit more context, at this point in, who would you say is like your ideal customer? And then, how do you go about giving them the support they need?
Actually, like if we do have two type of customers like in my company. One is one customer for me is my client. The service that I provide to them is separate, and one is the customer to whom I sell the products that I list on the stores of my client companies. So if I talk about my clients, they are majorly 90% of them are US businesses. We do provide them with different services like it, as I mentioned, that majorly I saw that gap in market that many people had the capital, but they don't have the knowledge about how to do that business hassle free. So that was a big opportunity for me. That was the gap that I saw in the market. So that's where ecom guiders began. And if I tell you about the customers to whom we are selling the product are normal US based and UK based customers that they need the regular daily need products or something. They try to search on Amazon, TikTok shop, and now even eBay, we have diversified our sales channel to eBay too. So that's how we sell our products. And if I could just say it in one line, so the selling module for us in our business is that's B2C. We sell directly to consumers.
Amazing. Amazing. And then I am curious then, so when you say selling to consumers, what does the like client acquisition process look like for you guys? Like in terms of marketing and lead gen?
Nick, to be honest, if I tell you we have no marketing for client or onboarding and lead generation in terms of client acquisition, you
Wow.
know, it started from one client that was done through social media. I got a client, luckily, and you won't believe that till now we have up to 10 companies onboarded in our company to whom we provide the e-commerce services, and all of them are through mouth to mouth marketing, and I would say that's the most strongest type of marketing because that's starting client, he just shared our portfolio with their circle as they were businessmen. They normally entrepreneurs, they do business talks, so they just introduced us to them. They started working with us. Then after that, when we provided them with results, with some extraordinary results, they then referred us to some other client. So that, if I could say in a simple line, that was just like a chain of clients that started from 1 to 10 now.
Yeah, amazing. All from warm network and referrals, it seems like, right? So,
Yeah.
amazing. Have you ever considered running like, paid advertisement to even bring a bit more consistency and even like stability to the lead flow?
Yeah, we tried to do that, but if you see that it has pros and cons too. Like the pros is like that you would get a lot of people popping up you on your WhatsApp, or you they would just reach out to you that, oh, what services do you provide, and
Sure.
yeah, you can like talk to them and provide your proposal to them. But the cons is that majorly I have seen that thing in them that made me take a step back from that campaign thing, was that they had little bit knowledge about the process of how e-commerce business work. So the if I can say the bottleneck to us that was in start, the main challenge for us was the client education. They had no knowledge
Yeah.
about e-commerce, that how things work out, how the cash flow works, and how patience is important in the business. So these were the challenges that gave us a lesson in a form of that we have to onboard a client after assessing how much they know about e-commerce, and if they don't know about e-commerce, at least they should know about how businesses work. So
Totally.
that's what made us get a step back from that. But now we are focusing on that thing that we should expand our company. We should onboard more and more clients. Maybe in future we look into that too.
Yeah, do you think maybe like the paid advertisement side didn't work out? Like, did you when you were running ads, did you guys have like the like in your VSL or in like your video, did you mention like, ways for them to learn more about the company and like did you increase the education through that part?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did introduce about our company and the services that we provide deeply. But when you are running an advertisement campaign on social platforms, you have us like a limited time, or like 60 to 90 seconds. That's an ideal time to because when you just briefly describe something in an ad or a marketing campaign, that makes the viewer a little bit bored, and then there's chances of less leads. So we had to do that in 60 to 90 seconds, and you know that better than me that it's not possible that way.
I will maybe challenge you on that a little bit because it depends on how the funnel is structured. Because if you
Mm,
run top of funnel and then it goes to a 60 or
mm,
90-second ad and then they book a call right from there, there will be
mhm,
huge like drop off in show rate. Prospects won't be super aware. But
mhm,
the short form funnel advertisement funnel that you're referring to is like 60, 120 seconds. We've gotten success with it. But differentiator is like, where do they go after they click on that 60 to 120 seconds, right? So for us, the way that we've seen success, and this might help somebody else listening as well, it will bring them to a longer form VSL where they would then get like, educated more on like the systems and then the processes, all that good stuff. And then they would then book a call from there. And these are, campaigns that we'd run for 30 or $50 a day. So lead flow, yes, you can argue like it would be less, but if you're still getting 6 to 8 calls in your calendar per day, and even 70% of them show up and you close one or two for a couple grand, that's a couple grand extra in that day that you then refuel into the paid ads, right? So that's how we ran it. But obviously every single funnel, it can be a bit different. Every, industry is different as well. So fast forwarding then to like the next like 6 to 12 months for you guys in the business, you kind of mentioned expansion a little bit more, but what does it actually look like in terms of like how you plan on measuring it?
Actually, if you are talking about in the starting, like from the start, like 2021, I would say the time where the things started moving a little bit. And after 6 to 12 months, like in 2022, we saw that things started a little bit better for us. Like till 2021, I was only an single guy to do these things, but
Yeah,
in 2022 I got some guys in my team. I just decided to have an agency and provide services to clients because that's what I saw the potential, that providing services, it's a complete different business model, and it has a lot of potential because as I mentioned earlier, that we saw that gap in market, that people have capital, people want to do business, but they don't have that knowledge, that much knowledge, so that they can do that business on their own. They needed that
yeah.
solution providers. So that's where I thought ecom guiders can be a best fit, and then I started that.
I love it. Awesome. Well, Nawab, before we wrap up, I want to ask you one final question that's my personal favorite. And it goes something like this. If you could go back in time to a younger version of yourself and only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forwards, something that maybe you know now that you didn't know back then, what would you say to yourself?
Just don't stick to one business model, or just don't stick to one e-commerce platform.
Mm,
It will just vanish, or it will just vanish your whole agency or company if you are planning to. That's why the Nawab Shah in 2024, like after 3 to 4 years of running the company, he then realized that yeah, I have to move out of Amazon. I have to do Amazon, but with that, I just started TikTok shop, and now we are going towards eBay too. And now in future, we are planning to have Walmart too in our sales channel. So that's how we will make it easy for our clients to diversify their sales channels. And when you have a diversified sales channels, it makes it easy for you to generate more and more revenue. And if, like, the market dynamics are changing day by day, if
totally.
someday one marketplace have some strict rules towards sellers, so it won't hurt us that much. But if we have some other platforms parallel to that or by side with it.
Awesome. Well, Nawab, thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your incredible journey and insights with us. For anybody listening right now that would like to reach out to you on social media, maybe become a client, what is the best way for them to go about it?
They can visit our website www.ecomguiders.com, and there we have all the details, the email addresses, and the WhatsApp handle, and our customer service department will just reach out to them and respond them.
Perfect. Well, guys, that wraps up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to go check out Nawab on the platforms that he just mentioned. And then do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future. And if you are a business owner and you are looking to scale your business and you really want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, be sure to visit closers.io to hop on a call with our team and discover how we went from zero all the way up to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and we'll see you on the next one.